Welcome to Matters of the Heart podcast with Rashonda, Thursday's tip edition. Do you need some advice? Need some ideas to improve a specific situation, whether in the world around you or just an individual fix? Well, that's what Thursday's tip is all about. I don't just tell you how to do it, but I'll always offer a couple of tips on things you can do to succeed in the process. Thursday's tips are geared towards making us feel empowered, starting from the inside out. So, what are you waiting for? Come on in and let me share a couple of tips with you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Thursday's Tip episode. You're listening to the Matters of the Heart podcast with Rashonda. I talk about inspiration, motivation, wellness, and mind peacefulness. On this platform, I share experiences, advice, and knowledge to help you and me improve our life and learn more. And the content is always 100% positive, guaranteed, or your money back. Listen, there are only positive vibes happening over here. Why do I feel like I'm tongue-tied right now? I feel like I got a little tongue twister going on. But anyway, I'm going to keep moving forward. Well, hello, it's me again. Seems like we just said hello yesterday. Like when a first Sunday and second Thursday mashup is in the same week, that's what happens, okay? It's hello again twice. And I'm so happy and excited to be here again with you. So V-Day is next week. And do you know what you're getting, your special loved one? Well, if you're sort of short of cash and that tax refund hadn't hit that bank account yet, hello, amen, somebody. Maybe today's episode will be right up your alley. So today's episode is entitled Valentines on a Budget, 5 Tips to Save You Money. Okay, 5 tips to save you money. Yes, we're going to be talking about Valentine's Day on a budget. So if you're still contemplating making plans, but thinking about giving V-Day a rain check, you don't have to do it. I got a couple of super simple tips that just might save you a few coins. Some do require a bit of imagination, all right? So whether you're celebrating Valentine's with your girls, flying solo, or booed up with your boo, all right, I got you, because love doesn't have to cost a thing. Stay tuned. Valentine's is swiftly approaching, and while that day is supposed to be all about love and such, most people may opt to do something small, with the bigger celebration more than likely starting either this weekend coming up or the weekend after V-Day, which is still considered the week of until that following Sunday. So let me ask you a question. Does your new week start on a Sunday or Monday? Things that make you go, Mine's always start on a Sunday, but we got some people that say Monday. What is your new week start day? Let me know, all right? Either on Facebook or by email. Because I talk to people and they're like, Sunday? No, that's still part of the week. And I'm like, no, that's a new week, okay? They're like, no, Monday starts a new week. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. So I want to hear from you. What is your new week start day? Is it a Sunday or is it a Monday? Anyway, let me know. Anyhow, back to the matter at hand. Valentine's is the next most popular holiday outside of Christmas to me. As soon as Christmas is over, you can almost guarantee the week or two after, stores will begin to fill up with red, pink, and white balloons, bears, candies, roses, and all this stuff galore. I mean, that's just how it rolls, right? However, while Valentine's is a day that everyone, well, not everyone, but you get it, uses to express their undying love and affection for a significant other, it can also be extremely costly, right? Yes, love really does cost a thing, okay? Especially on Valentine's Day. And that alone can be a little disheartening, as everyone may not have the Benjamins to splurge on love. Therefore, and if they asking you, okay, to spend all this money on love anyway, like ask yourself this question, is it really love? Is it really? No, it's not. Okay, therefore, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how you can keep the cost down. Just in case you're with somebody that, wants you to splurge a little bit. Look, you're going to splurge with your heart with these tips, okay? But we're going to keep the cost down on the world's most love-filled day, and I'll share those tips soon, right after this message. Do you know how to deal with a horrible heartbreak? If you don't, I got 4 tips for you. Tip number 1, don't be afraid to cry. It hurts bad, so let it out. Tip number 2, surround yourself with people that love and support you. Tip number 3, don't rush it. It's okay to take your time to feel sad or angry. Have your pity party. Tip number 4, so while the burn seems inevitable, it's not, and now we have to rebuild the queen and heal. In order to do that, you need a guide. My husband chose the home wrecker over me. Now what? A guide to discovering, rebuilding, and moving forward after infidelity and divorce will unbreak your heart. Listen, get the guide by Yolanda Randolph and Rashonda N. Blackman. Available February 14th. Pre-orders are available now. Tip number 1, scavenger hunt. Scavenger hunt, okay? Valentine's Day is the perfect day to tell your significant other how much you love them. And while words are great, actions are better. Get some nice paper, preferably the construction paper. You know how we used to do in school? You get your construction paper, you fold it in half, and you cut along, the fold line to make hearts. Okay, yeah. So it might be a little elementary, but just hear me out. You can make you some hearts. Make sure you use different color paper because it just makes the activity more fun and expressive. Write nice things you love about your sweetie on each one and put them all over your living space, preferably in places you know they always go. You might want to let them know you're doing this and tell them that you've placed little love notes throughout the space and send them on a little hunt to find it. Or it can be a complete surprise. You can do it while they're sleeping. And to up the ante, you can tape little pieces of chocolate on them to make the surprise even sweeter. Now, if you don't have a sweetie, maybe your sweetie is your pet, okay? So your pet's got a keen sense of smell. So you can place little treats around the house and let them find it. And then every time they find one, you can kiss them and give them a hug. Or, maybe if you don't have a pet and, you don't have a sweetie, but you got kids, you can do the same thing with your kids, okay? Just write some little love notes. If you don't have construction paper, it's fine. Everybody got some type of scissors, pens, pencils, or some type of paper laying around the house. So you can write little love notes, okay, to your children and just stick it over the house and let them know that, hey, I got a little surprise waiting for you. Just send them on a scavenger hunt. It's about being creative, all right? So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, handwritten letters, okay? Sort of kind of goes with tip number 1, but I know this is a bit old-fashioned, especially with the boatloads of technology we have today. Taking our time to sit down and actually write a letter shows that you not only care, but it's the sincerest affection to give. You can write a love note to anyone, your kids, your spouse, a good friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and even yourself, because we deserve love and appreciation. And I love you shouldn't come from a man or a woman first to you. You need to say it to yourself. Love notes can be given to anyone to show them just how much you appreciate them. The fact that you took out time to do it will be the greatest gift of love and adoration shown, okay? Tip number 3, plan a date night in your kitchen or dining room. Now, I know some people may already sit down to have dinner together, but V-Day is an extra special day that causes an extra vavoom to your dinner or meal conversation. Use your phone to create a V-Day playlist, okay? I create playlists all the time on YouTube. I have so many, it's ridiculous. But use your phone, create a V-Day playlist of your favorite songs or your sweetie's favorite songs. maybe there's a song that, you guys, when you first met, you know how that goes. All right. A playlist to serve as your background music. Light a couple of candles or string a couple of lights around your chandelier or alongside your wall. Look, get those creative juices going. And during your meal, don't talk about work or any outside disturbances, all right? Because that ruins the mood. Use this time to talk about each other, what made you fall in love, and all that good stuff. And if you're flying solo, no worries. Plan a night with the kids. No phones, okay? No talk about work. No talk about school. Use that time to tell them something special about themselves and all that. Just keep the talk about love. And listen, if you don't have kids, then invite some friends over and chat it up and do the same thing. And if your friends are away, hey, you can order dinner in for yourself and watch a good old movie. I remember one Valentine's year, that's what I did. So the Olive Garden is oh my gosh, I love the Olive Garden. It's my favorite place to eat. Why they took the mushrooms away and they don't have those as an appetizer no more, I felt like protesting. But I'm like, okay, I'll just leave it alone. But I love the Olive Garden. So one year I went to Olive Garden. I got me something to eat. I went to our local grocery store. I got me a piece of cake and I came home and I watched a nice movie, and it was just nice to have dinner to myself. Okay, look, you don't need nobody in your life to do things for you. You can do it for yourself. It's just all about being creative. All right. And you don't have to buy any expensive dinners or cook whatever, you can cook whatever you got in the fridge, okay, or cabinets. I remember growing up, we would just throw stuff together. And some of those things that we threw together were the best tasting things. I was just talking to my uncle like maybe a week or so ago, and my Uncle Tony, because when we were kids, we didn't have it like that. My mom, she was on food stamps, and we had to wait, until the food stamps came. But we would just throw stuff together. That was like the most funnest time. It's just get in the kitchen and hey, just putting stuff together. Some of it tasted good and some of it didn't. But my Uncle Tony I remember we had like a can of chili and we had some ramen noodles in the cabinet. And man, when I say he put that together and we had a meal, to this day, he says that's like one of his wife's favorite meals. That's one of his wife's favorite meals. She loves it and he still fixes it. Now, before you say, ew, it is really good. I promise you. Chili and ramen noodles. Yeah, you put a little cheese on it. Good. That's good eating, okay? So what am I saying, Rashonda? Listen. You don't have to have the expensive food, buying delivered food and all this other type of stuff. If you ain't got it like that, look, get creative in your kitchen and just put some stuff together. It's about being together. It's about just being thankful for what you do have and hey, and let the love flow. All right. Okay. The next tip is movies, anyone? I know I have a lot of favorite V-Day classics. I love movies. So what better way to settle in on V-Day or whenever you decide to celebrate it than with a good old love classic and some popcorn. All right. These are just a couple of movies that I love, that are my favorites in no particular order. There's a movie called Valentine's Day. It came out in 2010. It has Julia Roberts, Ashton Kutcher, and Jamie Foxx in it. There's another movie that I love called Serendipity. It came out in 2001. It's got John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale. It's a really good movie. Pretty Woman, hands down, Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. Came out in 1990. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. Love that movie. Love and Basketball came out in 2000. It has Sanaa Lathan and Omar Epps. I absolutely love that movie. Love and Basketball. Wonderful love story. Love it. And they are my favorite actors and actresses too. The Notebook came out in 2004. Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling. If you don't cry off of that, I don't know what's wrong with you, okay? Titanic, 1997. Oh my goodness. Love the Titanic. Of course, I love Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. An Officer and a Gentleman. Now, I done went way back with this one, okay? 1982. It's got Richard Gere and Deborah Winger. That movie, oh my gosh. That movie is so good. And 50 First Dates. Came out in 2004. It's got Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. It's one of my favorites. I love it. I love it. I love it. So find you a good old classic movie to watch, whether it's one of the ones I just named or one that you like. And if you like, maybe I missed, one of those good old classics. So you can send me an email and say, hey, Rashonda, check this out. Okay, the last tip of the day is a spa day. A spa day inside. As a people, I honestly don't think we do enough self-care routines. I'm totally preaching to the choir on this one. Amen. Okay. So why not create your own spa day inside? Light some candles, turn on some soft music, and create a bubble bath for 1 or 2. You don't even have to have those high-priced soaps that do all those special things. Listen, if you got some body wash that makes some bubbles, okay, that'll create that bubble effect, all right, you good. Get yourself a glass of wine or sparkling wine, whatever your choice of drink is. Milk, if it's that, don't do that. Don't do milk. I'm sorry I even said that. Listen, and just relax, and then follow up with a good skincare regimen. I know I did. I love turning on candles and taking a really good hot shower, and then just massaging my feet and, maybe doing something to my nails, my face. It does feel like you are having your own little spa day, right there inside the house. So those are all my tips. Listen, I know Valentine's Day may not be a big deal in some people's world, and that's okay, as it doesn't take a holiday to show love. I will preach that and preach that. It does not take a holiday to show someone some love. However you choose to spend V-Day, just make sure you're showing yourself some love and or spending time with the people you do. Time is precious, and love, whether a holiday or not, is worth giving. Okay? Listen, and since we're all in our fields about love, I got a little love for you. Next Tuesday, I'll be posting a podcast episode that myself and my co-author, Yolanda Randolph, shout out to her. Hey, Yolanda. And her podcast, hashtag Her Intuition Movement, Tell It Tuesday editions. If you follow my YouTube, then I've mentioned her and even left links to where you can find her many other books, which I'm sure you will love. We're discussing our new book, My Husband Chose the Home Wrecker Over Me, Now What? A Guide to Discovering, Rebuilding, and Moving Forward After Infidelity and Divorce. It comes out on Valentine's Day, but you can pre-order now, and that link is in the show episode box. We both share our heart about the book and why it was written and why women need it. So be on the lookout for that. It'll also be on my YouTube channel, Inspirations with Rashonda, as well. So check it out, and if you watch it on YouTube, leave a comment. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Remember, there's a new podcast episode every first Sunday, which is hashtag Sunday's Thoughts or a Sunday Word. There's also a Thursday's Tip podcast episode every second Thursday of the month. So if you like podcast episodes such as this one, make sure you listen and subscribe. It's free. And whatever platform you're listening on will let you know when there's a new episode. Whatever works for you works for me. Have a superb Valentine's Day. However you choose to spend the day or week of, just make sure you're spreading love and not wrecking love. Okay? So until next time, be blessed. That was it for today's episode. I hope you were inspired and feel positive vibes whenever you spend some time with me, Rashonda, and the Matters of the Heart podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to join me next time as we dive deeper into our spiritual, mental, and physical journey. You can follow Matters of the Heart podcast on Facebook to stay tuned for what's coming next. Feel free to share the episodes while you're here. Also, stay with me by subscribing wherever your favorite music and podcast stations reside. And as always, watch your heart, because its actions will follow. Thank you for listening.